evening. This is the market update for buy sell short for Tuesday, January 8th. And January has just been fantastic. We are just seeing our plays pop left and right, and just an excellent environment for small cap stocks, for bottom stocks, for the kind of plays that we like to do. And we just have had so many winners over the last few days. It's been fantastic. And this has come despite the last 2 days with the doom and gloomers out and redness in the market. But as I mentioned in the chat room yesterday, again today, seeing the large caps down, especially this time of the year, is actually not a bad thing, because the money flows to small caps, and small caps for the most part will buck the trend of the large caps, especially early in the year. And what we've been seeing happen over the last couple of days is we get early weakness in the session, weekend sell out, the robots go, trigger stops, and then when you come back a few hours later, at the end of the day, many of these same stocks are pushing their highs or making new highs, and those traders that got wussed out early in the day end up finding themselves chasing back higher. That is what happens in January. You know, I also mentioned in the chat room today, one thing or one way to approach this market right now, especially in a lot of these oversold stocks, the tax sellers are gone. If there is no news out there and these stocks are sitting at or above their lows, the chances of them breaking down to new lows in the month of January without the market imploding or without there being bad news is pretty slim. And you need to approach it like that and not trade like a little scared. Don't trade scared is probably what I want to say. Now, as for the indices, a little bit of a retrace in the market. I mean, we are up, 500 points over the last week, and we've meandered slowly lower 150 points over the last couple of days. And yet, the clowns on CNBC and the other fools that consider themselves market gurus are out there warning us about the market. The end is here. The VIX is plunging, etc., etc. Right now, doing my best to just ignore the indice garbage. Hopefully, the gobshites in Washington will keep their mouths shut for another couple of weeks regarding the debt ceiling crisis, and we can continue to get some nice moves in the small cap stocks. 15-minute chart, pull back here. We could easily see a nice little bounce back. If we look at the daily chart, you know, you can see we pulled back a little. You know, we could see another 100-point pullback and still be fine, just back down to that 200-day moving average before we move higher to new highs. I mean, I find it hard to believe we're within a stone's throw of new multi-year highs and already having made new all-time highs on the Russell small caps that we're not going to see at least some sort of attempt. What we are more than likely seeing is this huge move here where all the bearish guys and all those clowns like that pony-haired guy who said they were totally out of the market right here are trying to talk it down so that they can get in and get a piece of the ride. That's probably what we are seeing right now. Anyway, let's jump into some stock plays. USAT, kaboom! Kind of disappointing given that it was trading at 235, 240 on news that came out pre-market that they are now profitable. But as is the case typically with small cap stocks, traders would rather chase massively indebted stocks like FREE up 500% than buy a stock that has profits. But anyway, this was a rule of two play on the breakthrough $2, 221, boom, booyah. One way to approach this market right now, I know some of you guys have asked me, is we're seeing a lot of our plays continue to run and run and run and run. And what I would say is look to book a third to a half gains when first target hits, trail your stops higher, and then ride the stocks to the next moving average levels or the next chart target levels before you sell some more. That way you can benefit on the gains. This is something, you know, a little bit of a modification to what we would normally do, just because in January we can see stocks continue to run and run for the entire month. SOL, the Solars bounced back in a big way. The Solars have been on a tear couple of days ago, they all busted out. The rug got pulled out from underneath them over the last 2 days, and today some huge bounce backs. LDK, big bounce backs, traded up and posted a new high intraday. So that came on news that China's looking to double their solar capacity this year. Double. That is a huge outlay and very, very good for these kind of stocks. But SOL is a rule of two play. We got a new breakthrough, that 193 high. If we check out a 1 year chart on SOL, our break on the 193 break is 220, and then 236 is what we're looking for on this one. Another solar that is breaking out as well that we're going to look at on the 1 year chart is HSOL. Actually got a brief breakthrough, that 135 level, but the next target on this one is 166, and there is some serious momentum in these solar stocks. And given how they acted in the last couple of hours today, I believe we're going to see that follow through over the next 2 days to the upside. So SOL, HSOL, STP is another one that should do very, very well over the next couple of days. CBRX, beaten down biotech stock, got hammered on some bad FDA news back in November, has consolidated nicely. Today we got our first close above the 50-day moving average. I'm looking for a move to the 200-day moving average up there at 76 cents and a potential gap fill up to 86 cents. Chart looks very, very nice, and this one could give us a very nice up move with the 20-day curling up. We closed above the 50-day, and after what our other nice little beaten down FDA play CPRX has done over the last couple of days, this one should follow suit. CPRX, we've been really patient on this one, but nice little breakthrough on this one today. And again, this is another example of what I said. This stock broke out, hit 59 cents intraday, pulled all the way back to 53 cents where we added to our positions, and then ended up closing on the highs. So very nice momentum in these stocks that are making them very, very tradable, and dips by the dip is essentially all I'm trying to say here. TXCC, January popper play, as you can see, has that classic walk down over the last few months. Consolidation here at the bottom. It is trying to break through its 20-day exponential at 66 cents. This is a stock that could give a very big upside move. All it needs is a little bit more volume, maybe a positive PR, and it'll be off to the races for this play. PUR, January popper play, got a nice little pop on it yesterday. Low volume pullback on it today. It's also a play on the flu stock momentum we are seeing out there. Target is a move to the 50-day at 86 cents, followed by $1. I like the chart. Positive MACD cross. A little bit of a dip today to shake out the scalpers. Look for continuation back up tomorrow. What we oftentimes see on these beaten down stocks is they have a nice big bounce like this one had yesterday, a consolidation day the next day, and then they push higher within a day or two. So let's see if that happens here. Now, alternative energy stocks have started to get a very nice bid. PLUG, which we played on Friday, BLDP, FCEL, some other ones have started to break out. ECTY, this is the electric charging car company, had a huge pop back in December. Tax sell-off, consolidation, a little bit of a dip today. This is a stock that I think we can get 55 to 65 cents plus on. RSI up through 50. We are about to get a positive MACD cross. Could come as early as tomorrow. Last time, as you recall, that we got the positive MACD cross on ECTH, it went up 200% on volume. Let's see if the same thing happens here again. Stochastic's looking very nice and about to break the 50 level. This one looks very, very nice. And these 40-cent stocks have been busting to the upside. We're actually starting to see some very, very nice moves in the under $1 stock range. Not a whole lot of quality plays left down there. One by one, they are starting to go. CHTP, big pop for us over the last 2 days. As is to be expected, a little bit of a pullback today. Just like I mentioned on Pure, I would look for this one to break 96 cents and for them to chase this one into the ones. Very nice chart setup here. Just like PPHM, their drug is not dead. It's actually in better condition, better shape than PPHM in my opinion. It sold off with it and should rebound just as nicely. Quick mention on INO. Another one of our big January popper winners, traded as high as 69 cents today. Hit all our upside targets. Kind of a difficult chart to trade just based on these weird candles that it loves to put in. But very, very nice winner for us nonetheless. And as I've mentioned, one by one, our plays are going boom. And there's no reason why this one should not do the same. I'm going to mention NEWN real quickly. Just based off the moves in Plug and Ballard Power today and the interest we're seeing in China stocks, this one looks very nice. We picked some up in the chat room today, 47 cents and under, looking for 60 to 75 cents. Positive MACD cross is coming tomorrow. This one spiked huge the last time it got a positive MACD cross. Last couple of times actually. Could be some very nice upside on this one tomorrow. So that's it for the video tonight. I'm sure I've missed a couple of plays. I can't even go over all the winners we've had over the last few days. There's been so many. Things are hopping. Definitely jump into the chat room, and there will be a new password sent out tonight for the chat room. So make sure you test the password. If you do not test it tonight and you start saying in the morning, I can't get in, what's the password? I will get to you when I can, so you better check tonight. And that's it for the video. I will see you guys in there in the chat room tomorrow, and have a great night. Bye.